Good evening, Pio Nation. I hope you're doing well today. My name is Matt Williamson.
And I am Corey McFan.
And you are watching Marietta College Esports. So if you have been saying to yourself, you know what, I'm really enjoying the Valorant season this semester with the GLEC and all, but I can really use some more Valorant. It's like you have a fever and the only prescription is more Valorant. Well, I got some good news for you. Because we have some more Valorant coming your way, because tonight our Valorant team is going to be going up against Ole Miss. That's right, you heard it, Ole Miss, as part of the NACE Starleague Varsity Plus competition. It took a couple minutes to get everything set up with the lobby and with the match lobby. It's the first competition of the NACE Starleague competition for both teams, and of course there's going to be some issues with that, but we are getting all that straightened out, so we should be underway relatively soon. I think they're going to be doing map picks and bans in the kind of like the match competition chat. So while they're doing all that, we got a couple things to go over for you. First and foremost, who is going to be playing on our team today? Because as you can see, we have quite a few people on the roster, and we just added one more, so I don't even have his picture on here yet. But I can tell you, well, as I'm squinting my eyes because I can barely see it, I can tell you that we'll have starting freshman Walker Dale Wave. We'll also have starting freshman Octavio Pedron Edible Drywall. We'll have our captain senior Dylan Pulse Rez. We'll have sophomore Jazz Smith Extra Explorer, although I think she's Weenie Hunt Jr. in the game. And then we'll also have senior Spence Tenney Spence playing. And of course, we have our head coach, Derek Games. But yeah, the Valorant team has been doing very well in the GLEC so far. I think they're 2-1 if I remember correctly. So we're going to see how they do up against Ole Miss. While we are waiting for all of that to get set up here, we'll go over just a couple of announcements and some reminders. And double checking the party chat. Okay, so they haven't started just yet. We're good. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot going on with our esports program, so just take a look at what's coming this week. So we have quite a few things coming at your way. So of course we have our Valorant match with Ole Miss tonight. Tomorrow will be the premiere of our Rainbow Six team going up against Kaiser University Sarasota. So that'll be 7 o'clock on Thursday. There is one schedule update. We will not be having our Collegiate R6 match this Friday. Collegiate R6 has postponed everything 1 week just to give teams enough time to register. So there will not be a match this Friday, but on Saturday, our League of Legends team will be playing against Anderson, 3 o'clock as part of the Great Lakes Esports Conference. And then on Sunday will be the premiere of our Fortnite team as they go up against, well, quite a few teams, actually. It's going to be the NACE, what was it called? The NACE Starleague Collegiate Fortnite Qualifier Open Regional thing. I don't know, they put a lot of words in it. It's going to be pretty much 4 games of Fortnite, and they collect points, and if they do well enough, they qualify for the split championship is what it's going to be. So that'll be at 3 o'clock on Sunday. So we have something for you just about every day of the week, and of course we're going to be having a lot more matches coming your way throughout the semester. So please be sure to hit that follow button on our Twitch channel, so that way you know when we have our matches being broadcasted. But you can also follow us on social media, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and so forth. While we're here, we'll mention that we're always looking for more students for our esports program. It seems like we're getting more students just about every day. Like, we have a couple people for our newly formed Smash team, and there's a few more that have been joining us. But we have teams in Fortnite, League of Legends, Overwatch 2, Rainbow Six, Rocket League, Super Smash Bros., and Valorant. And who knows what other titles will be added down the road. We have our dedicated facility on campus. You actually, for watching the pre-stream, you had a little bit of a preview of that facility. It's one of the coolest places on campus. A great place to hang out. We have our dedicated coaching staff, programs to help support student success. And if you are a high school senior or a college transfer, we do have scholarships available to you. So you can find all the information on our link tree at linktr.ee/Marietta Esports. Okay, it looks like they are going to be using the map pick ban site. So I'm going to see if we can get this up. So thought they were going to do this over something else, but let's see if I can get that up on here. All right, there we go. Actually, we're going to go straight to the picks and bans. So they're going to be using the good old batban.gg, and it looks like Marietta has banned Haven.
Understandable. Haven is very difficult to hold, like, on defense. It's very offensive sided. So if you can't hold, then you're kind of just you can't, not much you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Ole Miss is saying we don't want Breeze. You're gonna have to tell me because I don't know anything about Valorant. So
Breeze is also an understandable one. It's more of an open map, so it's like if you like long range battles. So if you want to be in that close corner combat, then Breeze isn't the pick that you want. But personally, I believe that the 3 maps that are going to be here would probably be Icebox, Ascent, or and Bind.
Okay, well, we already see Marietta picking Icebox. They've had some great success on Icebox in the past couple of matches, so I think they're really liking that. In case you're wondering, Pearl is not on the list just because of the recent updates according to NACE Starleague rules. If there are substantial updates, that it would be not in the pool for a couple weeks, so it won't be until October 4th before Pearl gets added on the map. And it looks like Ole Miss is going to be choosing defense on Icebox, so Marietta will start on offense, which I think is good for them because I think Marietta likes to be on offense first. They with that aggressive play style.
Yeah, they very much love that aggressive play style. So if they can get ahead quick, it might shut down the morale of Ole Miss.
Yep, and we're seeing Ole Miss has selected Ascent. But Marietta's actually going to be defending on this one, while Ole Miss will attack that.
That actually surprises me. You'd think that they would try to get attack on every map first, just to get ahead.
Yeah, interesting choice. Okay, now I'm trying to interpret this. Does that mean that Bind is the third one because Fracture's still up?
Yes, Bind will be the third one. Because it is a best of 3, right?
Yeah, it is a best of 3, but I thought there might be one more ban or something, but or maybe Marietta chose and I don't know. But we have the map picks and bans, so it will be. So it's going to be Icebox first, and game 2 will be Ascent, and then if we go to a game 3, I believe that does mean that we will go to Bind.
That is correct.
Okay, at least I can figure that out in this game. All right. So while we're waiting for everyone to get into the lobby real quickly, and I gotta remember Meredith's attacking first. I gotta make sure I hit the correct button for that. We mentioned before about scholarships, so we do offer tryouts for those scholarships. So if you are a high school senior or a college transfer, we do tryouts once a month, and sometimes we have in-person tryouts as well, including this Saturday. So if you're interested, it's a 3-step process. You can fill out our recruitment inquiry form at bit.ly/mcrecruit. Fill out our tryout form at bit.ly/MC Esport Tryout, and then join our Discord server at bit.ly/Pio Discord. The QR codes are up on the screen. Also want to give a quick shout out to one of our partners with HyperX. They have been amazing giving us peripherals for our esports facility, whether it's not computers, sorry, it'd be nice, but they don't do that. Keyboards, mice, headsets, mouse pads, microphones, they give all that. So if you're interested in your own HyperX gear, go to hyperx.gg/MariettaES. The QR code for that is also up on your screen. And I'm going to throw out a very quick plug before, because I'm seeing the ready checks, that we are in the middle of a fundraising campaign of the virtual stadium sellouts. So you can go to givecampus.com/QHZGZI. That QR code is also up on your screen. So screenshot all of this if you haven't noticed with all the QR codes. But you can make a gift of any choice that you would like. Just make sure you designate it as esports for your gift, and we will receive the proceeds for it. This goes on until October 15th. Where do your gifts go? We are right now in the process trying to get some more computers for our facility. We have about 40 students, 12 computers. You can do the math. We have recently ordered a couple of computers, and that has been courtesy of previous gifts. So your gifts do matter. We're also looking to participate in more in-person tournaments and do some more events ourselves. We're actually in talks right now with the Interfraternity Council to maybe look at some possible tournaments. I'm not going to announce what it is yet. I'll let them do it. But your generosity, your gifts and support will allow us to be able to do more things for our program and for our students, because it's a matter of we want to give them as many opportunities in the program as possible. All right. So, we're about to start. I think one person from Marietta just had to step out for just 1 second to get prepped. Yeah. Quick restroom break, because these games can go very long. I mean, you can go be like an hour each. So we might be here all night depending on how this goes. So as soon as everyone is back, we will get the game up and running. So while we're waiting for that, I'll give one more shout outs to our friends over at Over the Moon Pizza. Yesterday we had a great game night over there. Everyone had a wonderful time. They showed some of our matches that we've been airing on Twitch and YouTube. So we want to thank them for that. And it looks like we are underway. So while I'm doing that, I'll also throw out that they're going to be doing the game nights on Tuesdays. And Marietta is attacking. So here we go. All right. We are on Icebox. Anything stand out so far with the agent selections?
Well, Rez on the chamber, that's kind of to be expected. So, he loves that op.
Yeah.
Those op shots in previous matches before, very, insane.
And he does lock in that chamber.
And then, it'll be interesting to see how the chamber duel goes. Quick shot over here is pick chamber as well, so this will be interesting to see how this goes.
Okay. And we're seeing Wave on the Omen. He likes to play him a lot, just being able to deny that vision or get the vision, but once again, you're gonna have to help enlighten me on some of these abilities so that these agents can...
Yeah, Omen is more get your team onto point. So, very quick, get them on the point as soon as possible.
Which very much matches the play style that they've been doing, where it's just rushing to sites very quickly.
Now, something that is surprising, Marietta seems to be going for a double initiator comp. Usually in the past they go with 2 duelists instead, which is, their entry frag. But they're going for a very util-heavy comp here.
Do you think it's because, there are a couple differences in the composition than what we've seen in some of the GLEC matches? So maybe just fitting more to their play style.
Could be. But that is an option there.
All right. We are loading up in the game. And we're just going to cross our fingers and hope there aren't any technical difficulties.
We can hope.
All right, so I'm gonna make sure I get to the right group here. Gotta make sure I hit the right keys. There we go. So we were talking about Rez in the chamber, so we'll just start by looking at Rez on that chamber. But of course, it is the pistol round, so we're not gonna see the sniper rifles or anything he loves to play. But
you can still get some good headshots with that headhunter of his, though.
Mm-hmm. All right, and it looks like Pioneer's gonna go straight to site A and. Rez looking for an opening. Not going to spot anyone just yet, but there is that peek. But
Here.
So we see Wave looking for opening. 2 from Pioneers have already fallen, but Wave's going to get 1. But right now it is a 4v2 with just Wave and Weenie Hot all that's left. And Wave is going to be the only one left. Quick shot there with the 3K for Ole Miss.
Player standing.
Gonna teleport, but unfortunately it does go down, so Ole Miss will take that first round.
Now, it appeared that Marietta seemed to play a little bit more of a slower approach here, as opposed to their previous games where they opted for aggression and getting into the site as soon as they can.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of just mixing things up, I guess.
Yeah, it's almost like they were just kind of seeing what Ole Miss was going to do and try to react, which it has been uncharacteristic of them. I'm wondering if it's NACE composition jitters or could, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But now we see it looks like they're going to be heading over to site B, and Wave gets taken out very quickly by that chamber. And Quickshot is having a really good game so far, already with the 2K. Marietta's going to rotate over to site A. Rez is trying to peek around, but he's going to get taken down. And it's only going to be one left. And just a very good round by Ole Miss.
Now it is unfortunate that for Marietta that Ole Miss took down their smokes early. That just means it's going to be so much harder for them to get onto site, just because they don't have anything to control the map in their favor.
That's true, because Wave is the only one that can really deny that division from Ole Miss. So that early frag was definitely changed Marietta's strategy.
Find you.
Looks like interval dribble. Just trying to see if anyone's going to be flanking around, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. But instead, the rest of the Pioneers are going to be looking to site A once again. But yeah, like you said, they're taking their time. A lot of back and forth, but Spence is going to end up going down. And they're going to have to fall back. So, looks like they may be rotating over to site B. And that's what they're going to do. I don't think Ole Miss is aware of that. So they should be able to get the spike planted. And they will get that down. So now the question is, can they hold?
Catch them.
They're just kind of waiting patiently, but
Shadows traveling.
they are trying to say, but Wave does take that one out of the drywall. There's a 1-for-1 trade.
One enemy remaining.
And Marietta does get on the board.
It was looking bleak for Marietta right there, but they were able to bring it back with a simple one-way.
Yeah, just the trades with Edible Drywall and Rez, and just taking down the remainder of Ole Miss, and now it's a 2-1. Take a quick peek on the itemization here. But we see that Ole Miss has Econ isn't too bad. I mean, Marietta hasn't spent a lot of their money, but I think they have a healthy amount of stuff. And there's that lag again from checking the load. I should probably just not do that anymore, because I think that's what's causing some spikes for us. But meanwhile, we see that Wave is going to site A by himself, while the rest of the Pioneers are kind of in the middle. I think they're once again trying to see what Ole Miss is going to do. Interval Drywalls, keep an eye here. I think he knows that someone's over there.
This is very unusual for Marietta. Playing the slow game.
Spike down B.
Yeah, it is it's a 3 versus 2. So just Spence and Wave that's left. Spence is gonna have to go and pick up the spike.
Spike retrieved.
But they only have 38 seconds, so he's gonna have to move over to site A quickly. Wave is gonna be looking to
30
catch
seconds left.
someone. But Spencer got to be careful. He does get the frag, and that might be the opportunity to plant the spike. We do see Ole Miss is going to try to respond, but the spike does go down.
Shadows traveling.
The wave is going to try to check to see if anyone comes through.
Enemy remaining.
Spence does take down one. And Wave coming at the clutch there, but Spence with the 3K. Got to give him credit for that.
Yeah. Now, this is an unusual strategy for Marietta because they have played aggressive in the past. However, there is one advantage that is coming out of this. They're able to, like, bait the other team out. So, like, they're able to, like, bait them out and get those easy picks.
Which is exactly what they did there. They took their time, and Ole Miss was pretty divided, and they were able to get the 1v1s,
I will break.
and then that gave them the opportunity to go in. So it's a very interesting approach. I don't know if they've been practicing this during their practice or not. Meanwhile, Late does catch someone, and he's going to get an early pick on quick shot. That's going to be a huge advantage for the Pioneers. And that's going to tell Rez and Weenie Hut to go straight to side B. And Rez does take down one as soon as as soon as I move the camera away from him, he gets a frag. But Weenie Hut will get the spike planted. And Edible Drywall is going to get one frag, so there's only two left for Ole Miss. But Edible, he's going to take the headshot, but it was the 1-for-1 trade. Spence does spot, someone's going to fall back down.
There. Mark deployed. Enemy suppressed.
One enemy remaining.
And there's only one left for Ole Miss, and that spike is about to go off. You might want to get out of there.
Yeah. Now, at first, strategy wasn't really working for Marietta. I feel like they weren't, like, this is, like, something new for them. Maybe trying something a little new, mixing things up, but now that they've gotten their bearings, I feel like they're able to get those frags that are needed to win rounds.
Yeah, we see they are getting into a rhythm, and they're up 3-2 at this point. Yeah, for something like this to work, you have to win the 1v1s, and that is working for them. So if you can win those 1v1 gunfights, yeah, this works.
It's all about baiting this strategy is all about baiting those the opponent team into bad positions.
Now we see. So most of the Pioneers are heading over to Site A. Wave is going to be leading the charge.
Cover going out.
Here.
Alright, take down the walls there. And Wave's going to find one. Weenie Hut's going to get a headshot as well, but it's going to go down.
Spike down A.
And a great headshot there by Wave, but he's going to end up falling. So it's a 3 versus 2. Now, the rest of the Pioneers have their ults ready. I don't know if they'll use it just yet. But Spence is going to fall, so it's
Spike
just
down
Edible Drywall and Rez remaining.
have the spike.
He's going to try to plant. Maybe a little gutsy. But he does take down one, so there's only one left. Now he's going to start planting.
Player standing. 30
Gets it planted, but unfortunate. Tofu there with the 4K.
I believe that Rez probably thought that Tofu was gonna flank back to the other side after getting that initial pick.
Yeah, because Edible Drywall went down while he was planting. So, I don't know. Maybe just might have been better to stop planting. He still had some time left on the clock.
Yeah, plenty of time.
So they could have stopped and then be ready to take him out, but it happens. So now it's 3 rounds apiece. Take a quick look on itemization. Okay. Don't want to get that lag spike.
Now, Marietta is playing a slow game. It seems like they're like committing 4 people to one site and then having one lurk to the other side for most rounds. Maybe try to get that early pick so they can get a quick rotate off.
Possibly. I've also seen them do like a 1-3-1, kind of almost like what we're seeing here, where like one from Marietta will scout site A. We do see one roaming over to site B, but the rest are in the middle, and that's where they're looking for that pick. They're looking for anyone to roam between the sites. And Rez is going to get taken down, which is going to be unfortunate. So that might signal Marietta to maybe head over to site B.
But they got to be careful doing that because of the Viper ult that Ole Miss has immediately put up. Probably an attempt to just shut off B altogether.
That's true. Wave gets into a gunfight. No one goes down either way. Great headshot there by Wave. Meanwhile, this is the opportunity for Spence and Weenie Hunt. They're going to rotate around, actually. And Wave does get a headshot onto quick shot. So now it's a 3v4. And Edible Drywall is going to take one down, but he's going to end up falling.
30 seconds left.
But Marietta's running out of time. He's going to have to go into that Toxic. And now it's just Wave versus remaining 2. 10 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
Does not look like that he's going to have enough time to bring this back.
Yeah, that's the one downside with this divide and conquer approach. They were divided. He's going to get one, but he's not going to find the other in time. So if you don't win those gunfights, then you just run out the clock that way.
I feel like Ole Miss is starting to catch on to what Marietta is trying to do here. In order to combat this slower play, they have to just sit there and hold sightlines.
Yeah, because if they're waiting for Ole Miss to make a play, then Ole Miss is saying, well, we're just going to not do anything. And that's going to force Marietta to make a play. And then they can react to them. So now we're seeing Marietta's going straight over to site A. So maybe they're changing up the strategy a little bit. We're seeing Rez is already popping his ultimate ability. But Wave is already going to take down one. Well, Spence is going to be looking to flank from the side.
Face your fear.
And Wave takes down a second. And Wave does end up going down, though, so it is a 4-3. But Rez is going to be with a great frag onto Tofu. And gets another. Oh, and Marietta planted the spike, by the way, while that was going on.
What? In the midst of everything, Marietta sneaks the spike on the point. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, and all the chaos. Yeah, and all the chaos that was going on, sparks flying. Yeah, they planted and they got it. So now we're. This has been going very back and forth. We're at 4 rounds apiece.
It could be anyone's game at this point.
Mm-hmm. Now double check here. So still got a couple rounds before they swap sides. You're seeing both sides do have 2 ults ready to go whenever they want.
A gift.
So now it looks like Marietta may be eyeing site B.
Scatter.
And Wave already getting an early frag in the quick shot. I didn't even see. Oh, he just teleported way out there. And they're already going to be planting. And they do get the plant off. Spence does get the one.
Can't use that.
But Spence will end up falling. I think he saw. Edible Drywall gets one frag.
One enemy remaining.
And Wave just taking the headshot away from Rez. But I think Rez will be okay with that. So now it's just Edible Drywall versus... Never mind, Rez got that. I always move away when those things happen.
Immediately after.
Yep.
Now, that first pick that Marietta had on that chamber decided that round immediately. Because they got that pick and they were already on site. They were in a defensive position already.
Well, what it was, I mean, Wave teleported all, I mean, that was his ulti, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, he popped his ultimate to get that early frag, and that signaled the rest of the team, okay, go, 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 go. And yeah, it worked out very well for them.
Very risky play, but it worked out in the long run.
Now we see once again, Pioneer's going to take their time a little bit. Wave's going to be, looks like, slowly working his way over to Site A. But now the rest of the Pioneers are going to follow. Just checking the corners, doesn't see anyone there. But Spence does get taken down. And Wave takes down one, so it's a 4v4. They're starting to plant, but they had to stop for a second. And everyone's just kind of holding. They do get the spike planted. Wave does get one frag. Rez is going to get one. Weenie Hot does fall, and Rez gets taken down from behind. So it's just Wave and Edible Drywall versus Quickshot and Tofu. But Tofu is able to take down Edible Drywall, so Wave is the only one remaining.
Shadows traveling.
He's going to try to deny vision. And they are starting to defuse, so he's going to have to make a play. Oh, that was beautiful right there.
That was a perfect play done by Wave right there. You can hear him in the other room.
Oh yeah, Wave with the, I mean, Wave's back has to be hurting at this point with how much he carried in that round. I mean, with the 4K, the huge teleport from behind. I think they're pretty hyped.
They are. That sparked a fire right there, and they're gonna just build off of that.
Yes, Pioneers are up 6-4. We're getting a little bit of a spike here. Hopefully he'll settle down in just a second. There we go.
It does appear that Rez is bringing out the operator this round. I saw that while the screen was frozen. Maybe not.
So we do see a little bit of... He can go on. Spencer's got to be careful. And just dodged the vision there. The Wave is working his way up. Yeah. Varian falling back. They may be looking to rotate because it just seems like Ole Miss is doing a very good job defending Site A. Yeah. So Wave is teleporting, looking for... Not going to find anyone. But Wave does get one. And I think now he's telling the team head straight to Site A. It's kind of like, I'll cover you, but he's going to end up going down.
However, for the most part, Marietta does have map control now. Site control. Already getting spiked down.
Yep. And they do get it. So now the question is, can they hold? And Edible Drywall and Spence are just popping off. Edible Drywall will fall though, but it's still a 3v2. Weenie Hot does take down one, and Weenie Hot with a 2K at the end to secure the round for the Pioneers. Now they're up 7-4.
Despite the new strategy that they've seen to implement here, they are still able to like secure those rounds, secure those sightlines.
Yeah, and it's coming down to the coordination from the team. Like, make it very clear. Like, as soon as this happens, you go, and they're reacting very quickly. So it definitely tells how much they've been practicing communication during their actual practices. But it goes back to the 1v1 fights. You have to win the 1v1 battles if you're going to take rounds, and it's working for the Pioneers. But yeah, this is the last round before those swaps, so we'll see if Marietta can keep up this momentum. We do see them taking a split approach. So Rez and Spence will head over to site B, but Rez gets taken down.
Flashbang.
But Spence isn't able to take down quick shot, so it evens it up. So I'm pretty sure they're going to head over to site B at the, I'm sorry, site A at this point. Edible Drywall's checking to see if anyone comes by the middle area. Not going to see anything. Okay. Spence is once again checking for any flanks. But yeah, Marietta's going to have to start doing something. It's 50 seconds left, which is still a good amount of time, but don't want to take too long.
Just dodges that Fate ultimate.
And a great flank from behind by Wave. Looking for more flanks. Spence is going to fall now, but now Marietta's got to move. He gets a great shot on Anomaly, and that's a 3K right now. And they should be able to secure the spike, especially since Tofu is all the way over at site B.
No idea what the thought process is there, being on B there.
It could be miscommunication, or maybe conceded, or checking in case there might have been like someone sneaking by, because you never know. But now they're just going to be waiting. And Weenie Hut is going to be able to secure the kill. So Pioneers are up 8-4. They only need 5 rounds to secure this first map. Okay, so now Mary's going to be on defense. So any thoughts, any predictions, any ideas?
I feel like they're going to probably stick to what they've been doing, playing that long game. Especially on defense, where it's better for them to just hold angles rather than push forward and force a play.
Yeah, I guess we will see. But yeah, that's a good point. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
However, it never hurts to mix things up a little bit. So if they do decide to do that aggressive play, that could very well work as well.
I guess the question will be, what is Ole Miss's offensive strategy? So we already seen quite a few, like they're all heading over to site A, but they're not going too quickly, although Edible Drywall does go down.
Flash.
Spence is going to fall, but Rez is going to get one, trying to fight back. And it looks like Ole Miss is going to be able to get the spike planted. Rez will go down. I think the issue there, Wave was on the other side of the map checking for anything, but no one came by. They all went to site A. So now it's a 1v4. I don't think there's a whole lot he can do, especially with that wall up. Well, now it's down.
Cover going out.
He's going to try to make a play. He got one, but got taken down in the process. So Ole Miss does secure the round.
Which round one of the second half, not a whole lot to save there. So a risky play in a 1v4 situation there was really the best thing to do, because he did get the eco frag. So that might help him in the long run.
So yeah, we'll see. I mean, Ole Miss will have the eco advantage in this round, but the fact that Wave was able to get that frag, you said, might be enough to give him an advantage to try to get some frags this time around. But now we see Marietta kind of like very split, but meanwhile Ole Miss is in a very large group. And Rez knows this. He's saying, hey, they're all going to site B. So now we're going to see everyone converge. And actually very good patience from Rez, although he just went down, to not try to go in for the engage. Because otherwise they would have picked him off on the spot. But we do see that Ole Miss is just pretty much grouping up and they're getting their kills that way.
I feel like Ole Miss is like caught on to what Marietta is trying to do here, and I think Marietta needs to probably switch things up a little bit if they want to secure another round.
Yeah, that's 2 rounds in a row where Ole Miss pretty much grouped up, and Marietta was kind of split, so they're getting picked off one by one. They're going to have to rethink their defensive strategy, because now it's only 8-6, so Ole Miss is closing the gap, and they are getting the momentum. But with that, we do see Ole Miss kind of going with a more split approach this time. Just going to be checking if anyone comes by. And Wave goes down. That's unfortunate.
Unfortunate for that to get that for Marietta to lose their control of that early in the round once again.
Yeah, and that's telling Ole Miss they're going to head straight to Site B. Rez is already... Well, never mind. He's not there anymore.
Spike planted.
But yeah, with a 5 versus 3, it's going to be difficult for the Pioneers to take this back. But anything can happen. Spence is going to be working his way. But the toxic wall is theirs. Oh, now it's down.
They're suppressed. Flashbang.
Doesn't see anyone by the spike. Weenie House is going to fall. Spence is going to go down. All that's left is edible drywall. He gets 3, but it was too many to go up against.
Just wasn't quite enough to secure that round for Marietta. Unfortunate,
Yeah,
but he did his best.
The early
so.
pick on Wave was definitely rough.
Especially since Wave is Marietta's controller in this situation. Getting that early pick on a controller is a detriment.
Yeah, and now Ole Miss has closed the gap 7-8. So Marietta has to look for a way to come back into this if they want to take the map. Otherwise, Ole Miss may just ride out the offensive plays. You see, Wave is going to be slowly working his way again. He's got to be careful. Otherwise, that will happen. So now we see Marietta is going to be rotating over to Site B. Spence is going to stay behind in case someone comes over. And Rez is going to be coming back to assist.
Enemy suppressed.
And Rez it fell before he got his shot off, and so does Spence and Edible Drywall, and Weenie Jr. is the only one that's left. But yeah, we see Ole Miss playing very well on offense and getting it comes back to what we were saying earlier about the 1v1 fights.
Yeah, losing that 1v1 will lose rounds for your team.
And now we see Ole Miss has tied it up. It's now 8 apiece.
It seems like Marietta is trying to stack up one site over and over again, having one person on the other side. But that's not going to work if that one person is going to be overly aggressive and die immediately, which is what's been happening.
Like, it's the right play to have. If they're going to have one person do that, Wave is the right person. But if he goes down early, that's going to be a problem. And we see Rez going down early, spotting out, but not getting the needed frag. But Wave is going to get 1, gets 2, but he's going to falling. We see Weenie Hut's going to get 1, so now it's 3v2. Spike does get planted.
You will not kill my ally.
But we do see Ole Miss gets 1 back up. And Spence and Double Drive will go down. It's just Weenie Hut. That res is definitely rough. He's going to try to see if he can find a pick, but I don't think she's going to be able to. She gets one. It's still gonna be tough. The clock is ticking. Gets two.
However, they do not have enough time to defuse the spike in time, and they're gonna just...
No, it's just
The
too
round is
long.
lost for Marietta.
And doesn't escape either. Which is unfortunate because she got 3 kills, but... Well, actually, that was on herself.
And that puts Ole Miss in the lead by 1.
Yeah, Mary's been struggling on defense this entire... They haven't taken a single round since they've been on defense. They got close there, but it was... I mean, the ultimate... That res definitely played a factor.
Something up.
I feel like that res is what won them that round, because if they don't res there, it's not a 1v2 situation.
And maybe would have had time to disable the spike. Rez does get one down though, able to spot him up. That might give Marietta the advantage they need. Going to call out there, looking at site B. And Edible Dribble maybe looking for a flank from behind. But Rez is going to have falling. I don't think Wave saw quick shot. Edible Drywall does get Tofu down.
Where are you? Spike planted.
And both Wave and Edible Drywall go down to headshots.
There.
Winnicott does take a hit, knows that she's
Last
up there,
player standing.
and Spence falls. So now it's 1v3. And once again, that momentum is in Ole Miss's favor.
Ole Miss has 100% caught on to Marietta's strategy, and they have developed a way to counter it. Marietta really needs to just switch things up if they're going to bring this back.
So how should they change it up then?
Well, for one, I don't think Marietta's controller should be as aggressive as it's being. Having that controller later in a round is very useful.
We do see a 1-for-1 trade there. So Wade falls, but he takes that one. Spence is going to do a 1-for-1 trade as well. So now it's a 3v3. So I think they did try to change it up by having Wave not by himself.
Looks like Ole Miss is going for a little bit of a rotate here.
I don't know if Marietta's going to catch on. I think they have to suspect they rotate at this point. We do see Weenie Hot starting to head over, but Rez is still chilling over by Site B.
Welcome to my world.
And we're going to see that Toxic come out.
Spike planted.
Here comes the party.
That Viper roll is going to make it very difficult for Marietta to retake this site.
But they are going to try. Weenie Hot does get one.
Face your
And it's the Viper, so the smoke goes down.
Triple Dribble trying to use God to half. He's trying to get the rest. Rez gets, and they are able to defend it.
Stay easy.
So it was difficult, but not impossible.
Not impossible at all.
So yeah, but they're still down by one.
Now, that round was a little bit different. Marietta kind of waited for them to plant spike, putting them in the offensive position, playing for a retake.
You think they're doing that intentionally?
Might have, may have not have, but it worked either way.
We're seeing Marietta still kind of going with that split formation. Although now we've seen everyone hover around the. Oh, they were in the middle for a second. And Spence may be. He does see the Tofu. but he does not get her down.
Where are you? Still waiting. Bring them down.
And we're seeing most of Ole Miss over at Site A. Great killer by Edible Drywall. Takes 2 before going down himself, so great 2-for-1 trade. Rez and Wave are on their way.
There.
And Rez is able to take down Anomaly.
Here.
30 seconds left.
Where we see Ole Miss was starting to plant.
One enemy remaining.
And a great kill there by Weenie Hut. And Wave is able to secure it, and Marietta has tied it up 10 apiece.
Now, the momentum seems to be swaying back into Marietta's favor here. It might have been that just the one win, just bringing it back for them, giving them that confidence and that momentum just to pull back a few more rounds.
So let's just think about this kind of game. All it takes is one play, one kill, one win, one just little spark to get you back into it. And maybe that was the spark they needed to say, you know, we can take some rounds.
You want to play? Let's play.
They're already seeing Wave getting teleports and gets the headshot into quick shot, has to fall back, trying to not get the 1v1 trade.
Cover going out.
But he goes down. Spence is going to have to fall back. And Spence was not able to catch the rest of Ole Miss in time, and now Marietta's going to have to react. Rez is working his way over. Weenie Hut and Edible Drywall are over there. Spike has already been planted.
You will not kill my allies.
And Rez ends up falling, and Quickshot does get rezzed. Huge advantage for Ole Miss.
We'll catch them.
Last player.
Edible Drywall was not able to get the kills, so Weenie Hut's the only one left. And at this point, might just need to run. She does get one down in the process. But yeah, Ole Miss will take the round.
That early pick on that chamber, completely shutting down that chamber ult, was big. That was a big moment in that round for Marietta. However, it just wasn't enough for them to secure it. In retaliation, Ole Miss was able to bring down 2 of Marietta's players.
And that allowed them to go straight for the site and plant the spike. And of course, rezzing quick shot back up definitely didn't help either.
All set up.
I see Wave is already does get one frag. Changing things up a little bit. He falls before he's able to teleport. Rez is going to be able to get one down. So it is a 4v3 in Marietta's favor. Rez, a great headshot there. Quick reaction. I think he saw someone. Oh, but he didn't see her, unfortunately. But now it's going to signal that they're heading over to Site A. We're seeing Weenie Hut, Spence, and Edible Drywall heading over there. And slowly peek around.
One enemy remaining.
And there's only one left. And they get the kill, so they should be able to disable the spike.
That is plenty of time to defuse that spike. Now, they did play that slow game, so they are sticking with that slow, long game. However, it is starting to get a little risky.
Yeah.
Because despite having that 4v3 scenario, both smokes were down. Could have been anyone's game.
Alright, it looks like a timeout is being called. Now, they are allowed to do, we checked the rules before this to make sure you're aware, you're allowed to do a technical timeout once per game. So this looks like it's a tactical timeout and not a technical timeout. So we're just going to chill here for a second. It is 11 apiece. And if I remember, you got to win by 2, right?
You do have to win by 2.
Yeah. So this next round is critical. So we'll see if Marietta changes up their strategy, but I don't know if they're going to. It seems like what they're doing, they're sticking with it. We'll see. It's definitely a critical round for sure, and timeout's about to end.
Marietta does have their KO ult, so if they use it that right, they can easily take this round. Easily.
For those of us who don't know the KO, asking for a friend, of course, how would that be a big role in this round if they were to use it?
So, basically what KO's ult does, it's a radius around him that sends out a suppression blast. So, suppression is, if you get suppressed, you can't use your abilities. Ultimates, abilities, nothing.
Okay, that is huge.
You have to rely on your gunplay at that point.
And while that explanation was going on, Rez was able to take down the Viper for Ole Miss. But now we're seeing them rotating over to Site B, it looks like. And great eyes there from Wave to be able to get that headshot through that smoke. And now we may be seeing a possible flank by Edible Drywall and Weenie Hut. Weenie Hut does get spotted, Edible Drywall, but he's going to fall too. And that's going to tie it up 3 apiece. And we're going to see Ole Miss heading straight over to Site A.
30 seconds left.
But they don't have a whole lot of time.
They do not. And it looks like Rez has read their rotate and prematurely rotated over to Site A.
Yeah, great headshot by Rez.
Teleport's ready.
Goes for the shot, doesn't get it. They are starting to plant. Spence does fall. And a good wall there by Ole Miss to get the spike planted. Rez is looking to get that kill, not going to get it.
It looks like Ole Miss has brought out their own KO ultimate.
Yeah, he does get suppressed. And that's actually good patience from Ole Miss, and I think it just came up at the right time. So now he's got it. Because now Wave is running out of time. I don't know even if he gets these kills. He gets one. And does not get it, so Ole Miss does take the round. But yeah, I don't think KO had his ult up yet, so it came at the right time for him.
It was just very weird timing right there, but if Marietta does not win this round, they lose this map.
Yeah, this is going to be very critical.
So in order to win this map, Marietta needs to bring it into overtime.
Now, they still have the KO ult.
Marietta has their KO ult, however, Ole Miss has their Sage ult, which is a resurrection.
Yeah, great timing for them to have that.
I'll find you.
And Rez is going to end up falling.
Bring them down.
So right now, Ole Miss is doing what worked for them earlier, which is to kind of stay somewhat grouped up. Weenie Hut is going to fall. And so does Wave. So while Marietta was just trying to scout where Ole Miss was going to go, they were able to do the pickoffs like they were doing earlier.
Welcome to my world.
Last player standing.
And all that's left is Edible Drywall in a 1v5 situation. He's going to go down.
Attackers win.
And Ole Miss takes it at a very close 13-11.
Now, that it may have been first time NACE jitters, but Marietta did try a different strategy there than what they have been used to in the past. That aggressive, on-site, as soon as possible plays. They played it a little bit slower. It worked out for a while. However, I feel like it kind of came back to bite them in the butt in the long run.
Yeah, well, on defense, it was working for them. After the first couple of rounds, they were getting their stride, and they had a very sizable lead. But they did not have an answer. I said defense. When they were on offense, sorry. When they were on offense, it worked. But when they played on defense, they did not have an answer for what Ole Miss was doing, because Ole Miss was grouping up first and pretty much using numbers to take them down. They got a couple of rounds back and got the momentum, but just some great ult usage by Ole Miss, and just trying some stuff out that didn't quite work with the splits, but it was a very close setup.
It was a very well played game, both sides.
Yep. So I think we're going to take a very quick break. Yeah, they're going to take a 5-minute break. That everyone just kind of get up, walk around. So we're going to take a break as well. So don't go away. You are watching Marietta College Esports. All right, and welcome back. Thank you for waiting. We are getting set up in the lobby for game 2. It looks like it is going to be Ascent. Marietta will be defending first, and Ole Miss will be attacking. I'm going to make sure I have everything ready, so as soon as they start up, we'll get in here. So I think ready checks are going to be coming out. So, I mean, that was a very close map there. I mean, what adjustments do you think the Pioneers are going to need to make for us to be able to go to a map 3?
Well, I feel like it would be in their best interest to swap back to their old aggressive playstyle, where they get onto site quickly and just get those frags that they need.
Okay. Well, Mary's going to be defending first in Ascent here, so they're not going to. I mean, they can go straight for the spawn point, but I don't know if they'll be able to do that. So, when they're playing defensive first, what adjustments do you think they need to make?
Well, I feel like they're already putting in their own plan. They might be bringing out Killjoy here for defense. That turret on KJ will probably come in very handy. Just that other, like, thing on the field just to annoy the other team.
And if at anything, at least signal, because like it seems like what Marietta was trying to do on their defensive strat was be spread out so they can see where Ole Miss was coming at any point. Having that turret is kind of providing that vision without actually losing anyone. So I like where you're going with this.
And they might be bringing out Breach and Neon as well. This is a big change right here for Marietta. And Sky, they might be changing up their entire composition, just leaving the Omen.
Yeah, there's the lock-in. So the only agents that stay the same for the Pioneers are Wave and Weenie Hut Jr.
It was just Wave. They didn't have a Killjoy before, but yeah, it looks like they're swapping off the chamber, not the chamber, I don't remember the agent that they had, but they're going for a jet on Ole Miss over here. These are very interesting compositions here. This is indeed up for an interesting game.
Mm-hmm. Anything interesting about Ole Miss's comp?
They have brought out the jet. And they swapped off the Viper for Omen. Otherwise, it has stayed the same. Both Omen and Jet could play useful for Ole Miss here. Jet for just clearing those corners, and Omen for the quick smokes and blinds.
Right, so it's looking like we're going to see maybe a very quick fight over a site A. Both Edgeable Drywall and Wave are going to check. And he does see that someone's there. He's going to fall back. Brings out the smoke.
Cover shadows traveling.
He does get one through the smoke. And Jet's going to be dashing in. Oh, that's the reload, but Edible Drywall is there to get the kill. Wave gets 2, Spence gets 1, and there's only 1 left for Ole Miss.
One enemy remaining.
And Wave is going to get the 3K, and Marietta secures the first round.
That was just... Ole Miss didn't really have a hard time getting onto site there. Once they got onto the site, it was just... They got caught by a lot of crossfires. They were getting hit from so many different angles there, and they just weren't able to handle it. They didn't have enough people alive on site to look at every angle.
I feel like that's what Marietta was trying to go for on Icebox, but just not able to do that by if they can surround, like, if Ole Miss is going to be grouped up, if Marietta surrounds them, then they can just take him out with the crossfire. But now we're going to see Ole Miss maybe looking at Site B at this point. And Rez is noticing suppressed, so he knows someone's nearby. I think. Spence is going to fall. Rez is going to fall back. is able to get the kill. Winnie Hut actually gets...
This. This way.
Yeah, Winnie Hut gets the credit for that kill, actually. And Wave is going to get the headshot onto Quick Shot. Actually gets 2 down. Deals a lot of damage to Ole Miss's Omen. Just pretty much one-shottable at this point.
It seems like both of them are literally one shot at this point. They're both so low on health.
One enemy remaining.
Edible Drywall takes 1 down.
B.
And Wave with the 3K once again.
He just knew that they were that low that he could just literally just run out into the open, spraying them down. All he needed was 1 hit.
And he got it. It took a couple seconds, but he got it.
He got it. Now it is interesting to see that Jet for Ole Miss is actually going for a top mid peak. But
Go, go, go.
early pick.
Yeah, a great play. And notice what Rez is doing here. He's looking for the peak and doing what Wave was doing last round, but he's got the speed boost to get away once he gets the kill. Now, there was end up a 1-for-1 trade on a different part of the map, but that is going to force Ole Miss to rotate around, it looks like.
And it looks like they already have started that rotate.
And Wave is going to be there ready. He already brings out the smoke knowing that they're coming by. So now Ole Miss may be rotating back?
This is an interesting play for Ole Miss right here.
And Rez is going to see the gunfire, so he's going to fall back. But he's going to get headshot in the process, and now Ole Miss is going to go straight for Site B. Both Spence and Winnie Hut do get a frag each.
Seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Great play there by Wave to get the headshot and takes the weapon. Weenie Hut gets the final kill, and Marietta is now up 3-0.
Now that was a really good play by Weenie Hunt there. The KJ setup was able to force that Omen onto site with Spike, giving KJ the free kill, putting Spike deep in their in their defensive line. And there's just nothing that Ole Miss can do about that. They have to get all the way back there to get that, like, and then plant.
So the only way they win is just to get kills.
Yeah, at that point, that's literally their only option at that point. And that's not always a reliable one.
And Wave here just pop up with a 3K, 4K!
Spike down.
Oh my
It's-
goodness!
Ace was just stolen from him, but that aggressive play is what Marietta thrives on.
Yeah. What was the setup for that, too? I mean, I think it was edible drywall pop in something, right?
It was the stun on Breach with the blind on Omen. And they just both rushed it. That was all it was needed.
And it worked. The only issue there was that edible drywall denied the ace from Wave. That was the only thing, but still insane gameplay there.
Take this.
And obviously Ole Miss is going to be looking to go straight for Site B. Smoke's going to be coming out. Rez takes out one through that smoke, going to dash away. Weenie Hawk takes one down, but it's going to go down herself. And Rez ends up falling. I think Spence did spot one. They are going to be planting.
Spike planted.
Blinded. Face your fear.
We're seeing ultimate does get used.
Shadows traveling.
There's going to be out the smoke. Edible drywall does go down, but Spence is going to get one.
One
But they're going to have to go in. Now it's a 1v1. He gets it, but does he have enough time?
He does have enough time.
I can never tell by how many beeps there are.
It's about there whenever he needs to have it started.
Okay.
There's a visual cue for it too, like the big circle closing in.
If you don't start by then, you know it's it.
Once it reaches the smaller one, then it's over.
Okay. So as long as you start it before then.
Yes.
Okay. I am learning. And Marietta is up 5-0 right now on defense.
Like I said, these aggressive plays are what Marietta need. It's how they've won games in the past, and it's how they're winning now.
See if they can keep up that momentum. So it's looking like
You want to
possibly
play,
a site
let's
A.
play.
Well, actually maybe taking a split approach. We see them something heading towards the middle. But Rez is already taking out a quick shot. And Edible Drywall takes down Tofu. Smoke does clear.
Cover going out.
But gonna put out another one. So that kind of has stalled Ole Miss. I'm not so sure. I mean, they've even dropped the spike, so it's like they're not even carrying it.
Well, there's not really a whole lot that Ole Miss can do in this situation, unless they can get those frags to tie it up.
So you think they're just kind of conceding their round and just let the clock time out?
Maybe not, considering by what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try to make their play. But Wave takes one, but goes down himself. The Edible Drywall and Spence are there to clean up, and Marietta is now taking a 6-0 lead in this map.
Now, these smokes by Omen on Marietta's side are what's preventing them from going into sight, because what he's doing is he's using what we call one-ways. And a one-way is where you place it a little bit higher to where it gets stuck in the air, where you can see their feet,
but they can't see you.
But they can't see you.
That's a brilliant strategy.
And that's really what's like slowing Ole Miss down.
Spence is going to get a quick frag onto Lovish. But Weenie Hut's going to fall to 1-for-1. Yeah, we see exactly what you're talking about right there. The smoke is just a little bit high, so you can see them walk through before they can see you. Speaking of Wave, he may be going to try to move around.
Cover going out.
Yeah, just waiting for that smoke to expire. "44 seconds remains. Still 4v4 personnel. Edible Drywall does fall though, brings out another smoke, but now we're seeing Ole Miss going to be rotating around. And they are going to get the spike planted. So now Marietta's got to move over to see if they can take that back. Just not able to get the shots in, but Wave and Rez do take down one. But Rez is the only one left in a 2v1 situation. And Ole Miss does get on the board that time.
Now, that round was a little bit of a anomaly, you would say.
I see what you did there.
But like, Marietta didn't do the aggressive play like before, or play somewhat more aggressive. They can't really play fully aggressive all the time on defense, but like, they weren't forcing a play. They weren't forcing it Ole Miss into any situation or anything like that. They weren't setting up a crossfire.
Yeah, in fact, we're seeing Ole Miss playing a little bit aggressive, and Rez does go down in that process. But they may rotate out anyway. But Spence is going to fall, and we're starting to see that momentum coming back into Ole Miss's favor. Wave knows he's by himself, so he has to teleport out.
Last player standing.
And it's just Weenie Hut, that's all that's left. And seeing a
And
very quick momentum shift by Ole Miss.
After Marietta's Omen went down, because KJ had all of her util on site B, she didn't have anything to work with for clearing that site. It was a 1v4, so there wasn't really a lot she could do,
Right.
but it would have been helpful if she had her util with her, able to clear corners and stuff like that.
Ah, break's over.
But yeah, we do see 4 ults ready for Marietta versus the 3 by Ole Miss, so I would anticipate something's going to be used in this round. Although it looks like Ole Miss is going to be playing... Yeah, they're going to play very aggressive, looking all in on the site A. But Wave is taking 1, but it's only a 1-for-1 trade. The rest of the Pioneers are going to have to fall in. Edible Drywall does take down 1.
Down A.
Are powerless.
You know, it looks like the KO ultimate
Smart move.
has come out.
There.
Spike
They
planted.
do get the Spike Planet. It is a 3v2,
One enemy remaining.
and it's just the Omen that's left. But Spence is able to get it, and will be able to defuse. So a little back and forth going there, but
The KO from Ole Miss did come out. It looks like Ole Miss used all 3 of their ults that they had available.
yeah, they used everything for that round, and they still didn't get it. And Marietta actually didn't use any of their ults.
Which is a big advantage for Marietta because they're able to spread out their ults now. They don't have to use an ult to counter another ult.
Yeah. So got what, like 3 rounds, 4 ults, so they can just pop 1 to 2 each round now.
Very easily. And that Neon ult is going to come in handy. Speaking
Like
of,
that?
Yeah, just like that. It's just a beam that can headshot, so it can one-shot you. But it's just damage over time, and it's fast damage, too.
Yeah, we see he was able to use that for an early frag.
Running low.
Does not get the second. In fact, Edible Drywall gets headshot during all that. But still, it's a great way to slow down Ole Miss's aggressive offense. So now they're having to rethink their strategy. Maybe seeing something going on here. Rez is going to be able to take 1 down with the pistol.
Which is big because now he's able to pick up their gun.
Which I'm sure he did, but we didn't catch it. 37 seconds remain. We're just waiting here. Just... There you go! We got 1.
He did get 1,
30
keeping
seconds
Marietta ahead.
But now they're going straight for site B.
Turret down. One enemy remaining.
Great play there by Weenie Hut.
Spike down B.
A great 2K there. Headshots to secure the round.
Big play, just waiting for them to pass by that angle. Just getting those easy kills, shooting them in the back.
And now we see Spence has his ult ready. So with only 2 rounds ready left, I can't talk. I've been talking all day. But they can use 2 ults per round each now.
And those ultimates can be comboed. Like, for example, Breach's ult can be comboed with Omen's ult. Breach's Earthquake stuns them all. Omen gets behind him, they don't even expect it.
So
Or hear it.
let's see. They might be setting that up actually, just because he can use that breach through. Or maybe he doesn't.
Does not look like he's bringing out the ult quite yet.
If we did take some hits from that though, or at least we see A little bit of damage. Trading back and forth.
Seems like both teams are playing the long game in this situation, just waiting for whoever for them to make their first move.
I think it's going to come down to who goes down first. And Omen took a huge hit. Their wave's going to have to fall back. Yeah, I think they're just waiting to see whoever gets a pick, and then they can pretty much pounce after that.
However, Marietta's not under any time constraint, so they can sit there all day.
30 seconds left.
Ole Miss has to push onto site soon in order to win this round.
Go away.
And Rez does get one. I mean, do they even have enough time to get to the site?
They have time. As long as they're planting before 3 seconds starts, they can get there. But
Well, with the
it
spike,
doesn't look like it's going to happen.
when the spike is down, I feel like you can't get there in time.
Yeah.
So great play there by Rez to stop it, and Marietta does take it. And still not using any ultimates.
Last round in the
Well,
half.
this is the last round of the half, so
That's what I'm getting at. So,
they're saving their ults just for that last round.
is it? I feel like there's a wombo combo coming.
Once Marietta knows where Ole Miss is, they're in for a lot of ultimate uses.
Yeah, we already see Ole Miss's Chamber popping his ult for this round.
You want to play? Let's play.
And there we go. There's one ult being used by Marietta. Once again, Ole Miss is just kind of taking their time. They know they're going to have to be careful.
Especially since Marietta knows where they are now. However, it looks like Ole Miss's Jet is going for a lurk play up B side.
We'll see if Rez can spot that out. Although we might be seeing a play here. And Spence does end up falling. And goes down before he can even use edible drywall falls. And this is going to be Ole Miss's opportunity.
Spike planted.
It almost does get the spike down.
KJL goes up, so anyone caught within that radius when the timer goes up is
Area is clear.
completely stunned. They can't move, they can't shoot, they can't use abilities.
Yeah, there's not much they can do at this point. Okay, Winnie Hunt does take down one. But almost does take that round. I mean, that's one of the things that they knew where they were, but they still got caught off guard and got picked off.
So personal, no? You pick a gun
It looks
and
like Marietta is afraid to use their ults, probably in fear that they're gonna misuse it and it's not gonna get any value.
Yeah, but if you die and you didn't use it, that's a misuse in of itself.
Yes. For example, when Edible Drywall died there as Breach, he saw all of them there. He knew they were all there. That would have been a beautiful time to use his ultimate. Just because of that radius and what it does, which is it knocks them all back and stuns them for a long period of time. It is a very long stun.
It's like a Reinhardt shatter.
Yes, exactly. Essentially.
All right. Well, Marietta's off. It's still 9-3, so we'll see how Marietta plays on offense. But we've seen this game before, where Marietta's up by a lot, switching sides. But it looks like we might see a return to that aggressive play style that we've been talking about. We get the 1-for-1 trade. But the spike does get planted. Weenie gets one, so it's a
One
2v2.
enemy remaining.
Spence does get the one frag, so it's just one left for
On my mark.
Ole Miss.
And they know where they are too, just because of
Last
the
player
KJ
standing.
turret.
And Lovish is very low, but now they know where Weenie Hot is. He's gonna go from behind. And Weenie Hot does get the clutch in. Very secure from that. You just gotta go away before it explodes. Run! Okay, we're good.
Now I do want to say, like, dying to Spike first round isn't that big of a deal, even if you like buy something like small, like a Ghost, because if you die to Spike, you do get more eco than if you were to survive. It's weird. It's how that works, but it works that way. I don't know. I just played the game
So it's better to get blown up by the spike?
My job.
on the first couple rounds.
First couple, okay.
Just because you do get more eco that way. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know.
I
how to
feel like
explain
this is
it.
like one of those NBC things where you just have to like the more you know pop up right now.
Yeah.
But alright, so next round has begun. Marietta's gonna converge to site B, take it a little bit slower. But they are 10-3. They only need 3 more rounds. And that was close. And now Marietta's going straight in. Rez is going to end up falling. Spence is going to go down. Wave gets 1, gets 2.
Spike down A.
It's now 2v3. Wave's falling, and it's just Weenie Hot. She gets 1, but Tofu there with the 4K and takes the round.
Yeah, that smoke going down at that exact time was unfortunate for Weenie Hut there. Revealing the other 2 teammates that Ole Miss had left alive.
I'm out of here.
Alright, so it looks like Marietta is looking at site A.
Marietta is going for another save round this.
Just checking to see if anyone is kind of moving in the middle. There's Tofu, but
Cover going out.
so great smoke there to allow him to press forward. Teleport's back.
A little bit of a risky teleport there, but he did get information out of it.
Yeah. But didn't get a whole lot of damage on her.
About half the damage.
He took some hits himself, so he's gonna have to be careful. But Rez ends up going down. Quick shot flanking from behind. Wave is gonna take down 1. But he's gonna go down himself. Wave gets the kill. And so
30
it's
seconds
3-2. They are running out of time though, so they're either gonna have to get the remaining kills or plant the spike, and I think they're just gonna have to go for remaining kills. Wave ends up falling,
left. Player standing. One
and it's just a
enemy remaining.
1v1. Quick shot with the 4K right now. And yeah, quick shot's just running away at this point because he knows he can just eat out the clock.
However, Weenie Hut Jr., it looks like they're gonna get to site on time.
Does he have enough time for it?
Yeah. Oh, no, barely.
No, yeah.
Just about. It looked like they were about to have time for it, but it was close. That was really their only option, though.
Yeah, but now we're starting to see that momentum shift back to Ole Miss like we saw in map 1. Marietta was up 10-3, but now they're just slowly closing that gap.
Only this time, Marietta is struggling on offense.
Yeah, I don't know why they were changing things up there. They do have a couple of ults ready to go if they wanted to use them, because they only need 3 rounds. So I don't see why they couldn't just kind of use an ult to get that advantage.
Looks like they're going to, though.
Oh, this could be very interesting once that smoke fades. Wave gets one. But he goes down before he's able to get it. But Spence is able to take down 1 and 2. There's movable stuff in this game?
Yes. Only on this map, though. There are 2 doors on this map that you can close.
Well, very interesting choice there, because that now causes a bottleneck.
One enemy
So
remaining.
Edible Drywall gets 1 down. Now it's just only 1 left for Ole Miss. And
It
I
looks
think-
like they're just gonna go for a save here. Now, that was a very good play by Wave there. He was able to get the attention, get a frag even, and get the attention of the rest of the team, so his team can go in and kill everybody else.
Yeah, because they all went straight for him, so while they're going for him, everyone else was able to take them down, and Marietta does get that round as a result.
Kind of just like a distraction ult, which is a very useful
Oh, yeah.
tool sometimes.
I mean, it was like we were talking before about baiting them out, and that was a great bait. And to take one down in the process is a bonus.
that much more value.
Alright, so the Pioneers just need 2 more rounds, and then we will go to map 3.
And they have 3 ults to at their disposal.
And they are converging over to site A. And Ole Miss's Chamber does have his ult used up here. And that happened.
I think they expected that Chamber to ult on A or mid. Because that is a very odd
Cover going out.
spot for a chamber to ult.
Blinding.
Oh.
However, it is unexpected.
Well, you have to say, if you're going to try to take rounds, you got to do something unexpected. Let's see. I think he knows someone's by that door. Yep, and that was able to bait out at least some gunshots. But Marietta's kind of stuck at this point.
Does get that pick on that controller though, which is huge. Like you stated before, early kill on the controller
30 seconds left.
is a big play.
Yeah, but Mary needs to move in. They got 23 seconds. Still enough time to plant. But quick shot there with the 3K. Gotta get quick shot under control. And it's just gonna be edible drywall that's left. And Ole Miss is holding. Now it's 11-6.
Now it does look like Marietta's Breach finally brought out that ultimate of theirs. However, they weren't able to capitalize on the stuns that it provided.
That's looking like Marietta maybe leaning towards site A. They still have 2 ultimates. But the KO for Ole Miss has his ult. We saw before in the last map how effective that can be at the right time. And Rez is going to be taken flanked from behind. Trying to bait out the jet, but Spence was not able to get the frag, and that's going to force Marietta to rotate around. And they might run into this chamber.
Last player standing.
Yeah.
Spike down, attacker spawn.
And now they have complete control over that spike. However, they are gonna go down.
So what are you saying about control of the spike?
Well, with
Yeah.
the kill on the KJ,
Right, yeah.
they did drop the spike and he had full sight.
I know. I'm sorry being somewhat facetious, because he did get it back. But still, it's a 1v4. And Ole Miss will take the round. But they're closing that gap again. I mean, it was 10-3 at one point. Now it's a 4-round differential. So Marietta has to find a way to close out the games.
Ole Miss is making a comeback here. Just like in the last game, they made a big comeback.
Yeah, I don't know if it's pressure or, but it just seems like they get very close, and then they just kind of struggle for a while.
Now, Marietta does still have the Killjoy ult and the Sky ult. However, Ole Miss has 3 of their ults, so this could be an interesting round if those ults do make an appearance.
They are taking their time on this one. Does see the chamber does not get picked off. Fortunately, now it gets picked off. Rez gets chambered to about half health. But he's going to get taken down by the Omen. It's going to rotate around.
30 seconds left.
Marietta is running out of time, and
Initiated.
popping the ulti here. But the Jet is behind and doesn't quite spot it.
10 seconds left. Last player standing.
Farewell's going to try to plant. He's going to have to do it now, though.
The fact that Marietta failed to check that corner where that Jet was what lost them that round. They had the Killjoy ult up and everything, but they still failed to check that one corner where the Jet was.
The one spot they needed to check, and they got punished for it.
They checked everywhere else but that corner.
We're seeing Ole Miss just fighting their way back. They're finding the kills they need. See an exchange over by Site B. Meanwhile, the rest of the Pioneers are slowly working their way over to Site A, so could be a good distraction for them. Gonna put that smoke right on top of the Pioneers. That's gonna force Wave and Spence to maybe fall back. Wave is able to get a pick, but Winnie Hatcher's gonna go down. Wave has actually got 2 down.
30 seconds left.
Shadows traveling.
So it's a 3v3. But they're gonna have to get that spike planted soon. And Edible Drywall is gonna start putting it down. And he does get it in time. Now can Marietta defend this? They're trying to cover all entrances. The bow drywall does go down. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Wave is the only one remaining. And he's going to go down, and they're going to get the defuse off.
Now, I see what Marietta was trying to do. They were trying to do like more of a split push, and maybe try to fake a site. The idea of that is to like for the more players to take spike to one site, whereas the other two make noise on the other, try to bait out a rotate, giving sight free to the other 3. However, it didn't seem like Ole Miss fell for that.
Hi, I'm pissed.
And Rez goes down very quickly. Chamber just able to get the one shot onto Rez.
Cover going out.
Just kind of seeing that stalemate right now. And there's no reason for Ole Miss to really do anything. You just have to wait for Marietta to make a play. But right now, the clock is in Ole Miss's favor.
And they have numbers advantage, so that's a big advantage for them too.
And just putting that smoke down right where they want to be is a significant issue. Because they're at 30 seconds left. They're going to have to force something. And the door gets closed, so now they're essentially trapped. Triple drywall goes down, so does Weeding Out. Wave gets one, but just not going to be able to take him down. And now we're just one round apiece, or one round difference, I should say.
Seems like Quick Shot's living up to his name, getting those quick, easy sniper shots.
Well, I think Marietta was looking for a quick play onto Site B, but as soon as Rez got headshot right from the get-go, that just threw everything out the window, and Marietta just did not have an answer.
That works.
Yeah, it appears that, like, Marietta is, like, after they lose one player, they give up on that aggression.
Here.
So they try to play more of a long game.
Shadows traveling. Cover going out.
Wave tried to go for the same play again, but Ole Miss did not buy it this time. And that's going to slow down Marietta again. And they're going to have to retreat.
Our spike carrier is down.
Spike down. B.
Destroyed.
Yeah, Mary's just getting picked off. I'm starting to wonder about their mental state, that it just might not be at that right focus, because they're just kind of getting, just going out and getting exposed and getting picked off one by one.
Yeah, it is not looking too good for Marietta right now. They were doing great at the start of the game. They were doing fantastic. But now that they've lost that momentum that they had before and that aggression.
Yeah, a 6-round swing in Ole Miss's favor, and now they've tied it up.
Go, go, go.
And now it's anyone's game.
And just a reminder, I mean, Marietta was up 10-3 when they swapped. So for some reason, Ole Miss was able to get the momentum and keep that momentum.
Shadows traveling.
He's going to be trying to put in the smoke. That's going to signal where they're at. Rezga is falling. Spence does take down one.
Blinded.
But meanwhile, the rest of the Pioneers are going straight for Site A, which is completely unguarded right now. And they will be able to get the spike planted. So now, can Marietta hold?
Shadows traveling.
And they put the smoke with great audio cues to know that they're directly above him. Weeding Out Jr. does fall though. Wave gets one. They get 2, doesn't get 3 though, but Spence is going to be able to get 1. And Marietta does get them a much needed round.
That momentum swing is big for Marietta right there, and could very potentially win them this map.
Yeah, they have 2 ults. Ole Miss has 3 ults. They have to use the ults. We were talking before about misusing. If they don't use it, this is going to be a critical round. And it looks like Ole Miss is going to be calling for a tactical timeout.
Now, there are a lot of ults available, yes. So, and this is the last round before overtime. Sorry, I couldn't speak for a second. So, if they don't use those ults will be reset next round if Ole Miss wins.
So it's just, you might as well use them. Like, we already see Chamber pop at his. Going to be looking for an early kill. So, I mean, it's a user... I mean, it's a user loose. You have to use your ults in this because there's no reason to hang on to it. You either win or it gets reset in overtime.
And it's the same thing with Econ. It gets reset to 5,000, everyone. Half the alt status, 5,000 Econ, everyone.
You might as well just buy out as well.
Just buy as much as you can.
All right, looks like Marietta's going to be looking at site A.
Here. Shadows traveling.
I've got your trail.
Cover going out.
Spence already popping his ult. Smoke comes out. Has to fall back for a second to let the smoke expire. Wave already teleported, and they may be rotating over to site A. They gotta watch out for that chamber, though. And Wave does get hit by Quick Shot. And that's 2 for Quick Shot. It's not what you want to see. And it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade with Spence and Lovish. But it's still 2 versus 4.
5 ultimates available.
I don't know what he's waiting for. I mean, they have to make the play. It's 35 seconds left on the clock. Ole Miss can just stand and do nothing at this point.
30 seconds left.
I mean, it's going to be moving in.
Last player standing.
Double Drum does get the 1 kill, but it's not going to be enough. Only 5 seconds remaining. And we are tied up 12 apiece.
And it looks like we're going into overtime. All ultimates reset,
Switching sides.
and all Econ
Overtime.
resets. Everyone's on a even playing field.
So, Marietta's going to start on defense for this. You have to win by 2, right?
Yes.
Is there an overtime match point, like in Rainbow Six Siege?
Yes. Basically how it is it resets every round at this point.
Okay.
So it just goes back to where they start this round, and it resets to that next round,
Including ults?
including ults.
So at this point, they shouldn't bank on ults.
Unless you have a quick, fast building ult and you can get enough ult orbs.
Alright, so this is going to be critical. Marietta is struggling. They started 10-3 in the round swap, and Ole Miss worked their way back to tie it up into overtime.
Cover going out.
Is that a good smoke? Good smokes on both areas. And Wave's able to get 1 double drywall gets 1 as well. Wave gets a second.
Spike down A. 1 enemy remaining.
Spence is able to take down 1, so it's just 1 remaining for Ole Miss. And Winnie Hunt Jr. is able to get the kill. So Marietta takes the round, so now it is map point for them. So now they swap sides.
Swap sides
Match
and
point.
ultimates and econ reset again. Now, in that round, once again, Wave, very good about using those one-way smokes.
Here.
What has not failed
He
him
had
yet.
both of them closed off and is able to get the denial that he needed and get the picks as soon as they come by.
Yeah, those one-ways have not failed him yet.
But now Marietta has to take this on
My way.
offense.
Shadows traveling.
And it looks like may see a possible flank from behind by Quickshot. But Marietta isn't by. They're rotating around. Yeah, he's looking to catch him from behind. He's going to get one, but Spence is going to take him down.
Healing over here.
Very big one-for-one trade right there.
Yeah, taking down one of Olis's best players is going to be huge for the Pioneers. But Anomaly's getting 2 headshots himself. It's another 2-for-1 trade, so now it's a 2 versus 3. So it's just up to Rez and Edible Drywall to try to secure this map. You have 33 seconds.
30 seconds left.
You got a spot when they're going to go straight for the site.
Go, go, go. I'm out of here.
Just going to try to plant the spike. Yeah.
10 seconds left.
Gotta go.
Say they need to do that right now if they wanted to. And they do get that spike planted, but can they hold? If they can at least eat out the clock, but it's just Rez that's left. And that's going to be enough time to defend. So now we're at overtime match point.
It's yeah, still overtime. So
Spike is defeated.
somebody's gonna have they're gonna have to get 15 points to win at this point. 15 rounds.
Switching sides.
It's just
Overtime.
going back and forth at this point. It's just whoever can win on that offense is gonna win this.
We're getting a little bit of a spike here. So if we get back into the game real quickly, this would be a... This is a horrible time to have a little bit of lag.
Especially when it's down to the wire like this.
Yes. But we'll reload back in here, folks. Alright, doesn't look like much has happened.
A lot of damage has been dealt to Ole Miss here.
We don't know what it is, but we'll take it. And Wave is rotating over, thinking there might be a rotate over to the other side, but Ole Miss has not done that. But Rez is going to wait just in case. And Spence does take down one. Smoke comes out, Jet's going to be flying out. Rez is trying to shoot through the wall. Spence does fall, but so does Rez, and a couple of them almost did fall. Winnie Hunt does take down one, but now we're going to see Ole Miss going to plant that spike.
Spike planted.
So Marietta has to get this. Like you were saying, it could very well be whoever wins on offense wins the map.
Cover going out.
But Waves gets a huge kill there.
Stealing sight.
One enemy remaining.
He gets the kill, and they will defend.
And now it's going to go back to match point. If Marietta can take this round on offense, they win the game.
They need this. I mean, they've been struggling on offense on this map, which it seems really weird because on Icebox they were struggling on defense, and here they're struggling on offense.
Yeah, it might just be the map. So, like, maybe they're just better at offense on Icebox than they are on Ascent.
It could be.
Either way, Marietta needs to win this round if they want to win this map.
But yeah, they are being very patiently in case Ole Miss is going to try to do something aggressive. They're going to take it very slow. Gonna look to try to smoke out one side.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
And they're going to use that firewall to head over. Rez gets one. And they get the spike plane.
Control.
Going to be blocked the door. And that's going to force Ole Miss to rotate. Actually, they opened the door. And they're up top. Overwatch takes down one, and they take down two. They're getting three. They're using the high ground as an advantage.
Last player standing.
Wave is the only one that's left.
One enemy
He takes down one. It's a 1v1, but they're eating out the clock. That might be enough to secure it. He goes down, but they do take it with the clutch.
attackers win.
Marietta for the win. Very close game right there.
Oh my goodness. I don't think you can get any closer than that. 2 overtime match points coming down to a 1v1. But oh my goodness, folks. I mean, 28 rounds.
Long game right there.
Yeah.
And Wave going 33-19.
30-19-6. Spence was 21-20. I mean, Quick Shot with 29-17. And there's still a third game now.
There's This
Okay. So
it's
we've
gonna be a
been
long night.
we've been doing this going for like 2 hours now, and there's still going to be a game 3. So a very hard fought win to stay alive, but they are still alive. I'm pretty sure everyone is taking a quick break after that. So we're going to take a break ourselves. So don't go away, folks. You asked for more Valorant. Ask and you shall receive. We'll be right back. If I hit the right button. All right, and welcome back. Doing some ready checks in here. So we are at game 3, and you can see the scores, how close they have been.
Very intense games
Yeah,
all around.
and it is going to be bind. And I'm trying to remember if Mary's attacking or defending first. It looks like they are defending. So let's get in here.
Now it does look like already that Ole Miss is mixing things up. Quick shot on Sky and Tofu on Chamber. That's a bit odd, honestly. I would have expected a Quick shot to stick with the Chamber here.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, he's been doing very well on the Chamber, but I guess they have a particular strategy for bind. And we're seeing Rez is going to bring back the Chamber.
And this round might be the round to do it if Quick shot's not going to be the other Chamber.
Yeah, although Tofu's been playing very well too. So I mean, we haven't seen how Tofu plays on the Chamber, but you gotta respect it. You gotta respect the Chamber.
Yeah, but Tofu's been their like duelist pick, so it's gonna be an interesting conversion from duelist to Sentinel.
All right. Yeah, Spence is gonna be bringing out the Sky. Edible Drywall bring out the KO this time. Marietta still needs to lock in the last two. And Weenie Hut still needs to lock in.
It is also very interesting that Ole Miss is bringing out Brimstone here. That is a new pick that I haven't seen yet out of anyone. So,
Is there any reason to bring it out for bind?
Well, bind, there's more like sightlines that you can potentially attack from. So, in some situations, it's good to have that third smoke just handy. The only downside is Brimstone can't get his smokes back. Omen smokes regen over time. So you can get Omen smokes back over time if the game lasts long enough. But Brimstone, once you use those 3 smokes, you don't have any more.
Unless you buy more.
Unless you buy more the next round.
Yeah. Alright, so round 1, Marietta will be defending. Now, we've seen Marietta do very well on defense and struggle on offense. We've also seen them do well on offense and struggle on defense. So we'll see how things go this time around. Hopefully Marietta had a chance to kind of cool it off a little bit. Very close match, that last one.
Bomb buddy out.
Now we're seeing that Ole Miss is eyeing site A and maybe looking at, looks like a Chamber versus Chamber. But Rez is going to fall and solo Edible Drywall. But Spence is going to get one back. So now it's a 4v3. Wave is going to be working in. But Weenie Hut's going to fall, and Ole Miss is going to be able to plant first.
Shadows traveling.
Trying to go for the blind.
Cover going out.
Spence is able to get one,
Player standing.
but it's just Wave that remains in a 1v3 situation. Going to try to teleport around, but he's not going to be able to get it, and Ole Miss will take the first round.
Now, it did seem like Ole Miss kind of adopted a little bit of that aggressive style there, but they also incorporated more of their slow play into it as well. A little bit of both never hurts. But you got to be careful. Like, if you're gonna do that, don't do too much of this or too much of that, and you can't use too little of something else.
Right.
More of a balanced play style. You need to make sure it's balanced.
Now we're seeing Ole Miss's eye in site B. We might see Spence is able to get a little bit of damage, but gonna go for that. Not able to get the blind. And we're seeing the rest of the Pioneers are rotating. Edible Drywall is heading over, so is Weenie Hut. Gets the blind, but not able to get the kill there. Edible Drywall is able to get one down, though, and Spike does get planted. Wave tries to go for shots from behind, doesn't get, but he does get one. Able to get two. It's a 2v2 situation, but gonna have to take down the remaining two if they want to get the. Gonna use the smoke to start defusing. Takes a hit. Gets it about halfway through.
Last player standing.
And I don't think Rez is gonna be able to get it. So
Nah. They were just all over that spike. There was just not really a whole lot that Rez could do there.
we're getting a little bit of a spike. We should be getting back in here pretty soon.
Last player standing.
Okay, there we go. Alright, so Ole Miss is now 2 rounds ahead. And they may be looking at a little bit of a... Well, I think they're eyeing site A.
Knife deployed.
You know, obviously Spence and Wave defending site B. It's going to see the gunshots.
Shadows traveling.
But that was just a bait, and looks like Ole Miss will be heading over to site A. Rez able to get the chamber down.
Suppressing. Flash.
Dibble does get blind, but he's able to retreat.
It seems like Ole Miss is going for more of like a slow play this time around. But that's gonna go into Marietta's favor because they can just sit there and wait for them to make a move.
Yeah, exactly. If Edible Drywall was able to get a kill, so there's already 3 down for Ole Miss. So this is Marietta's opportunity to get a round. Weenie Hut does fall. And they're actually racking kills, so now they're ahead by
10 seconds.
And they are gonna have time to plant a spike, and that's
One enemy remaining.
ooh,
nice play there by Wave to stop, deny the plant. And with the 3K,
very clutch kill on the planter there. Putting Ole Miss in a very tough situation.
that's exactly what Marietta needs to try to get back into. So now they're on the board, get a little econ.
Now, Ole Miss does have the Sky Ultimate available, so it will be interesting to see what they do with that.
And Wave just already picking one off right from the get-go. It's like he knew exactly where they were going to be. But he's going to get picked off. And Spence is going to fall too. And now all of Ole Miss is going to go straight for Site B. So while he got the early kill, got punished for just...
Spike planted. standing.
Rez was not able to get any kills there, so Mariette's going to try to get one. Doesn't get it, and Ole Miss does get the round.
Now, it seems like Marietta is being a little bit indecisive here. Almost as if they're still rattled from the last map, the previous map. If they want to win this map, they're going to need to get everything together. And come together as a team and pull it through.
Yeah, it seems like there are just mental errors that are being made.
Also,
And that's the thing about a game like this, especially when both the first two maps have gone for about an hour each, it becomes an endurance battle. So it's really going to be a matter of who has the longest mental fortitude to get through the match. Rez is going to be looking for a possible pick.
Face your fear!
But he's going to get headshot by Tofu, unfortunately.
That was one of those situations where it's either him or me.
The Wave is able to get one down, but the spike does get planted.
Standing.
And Ole Miss just kind of took their time, waited for the opportunity, and they pounced, and they secured the round.
Now, Marietta seems to be falling behind. Ole Miss just seems to have this advantage, this mental advantage over Marietta right now, where Marietta seems to be like indecisive like I said before, but Ole Miss is on top of it. They're working as a team and they're getting kills. It's all
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, it is a mental game. Because, yeah, they're maintaining their patience, they're waiting for the right pick, and they go right in for the throat afterwards. Now we're seeing Ole Miss going to be converging over to site A. And they do get res down, and that's going to be their opportunity to move forward. No, actually, they're going to be rotating around. Because Wave teleported over to site A, think they're going to be over there, but no, they're not going to be there. So, very well coordinated by Ole Miss. Does get picked off, and that should signal to the team that they're going to be heading over to B.
I've got your trail.
And Wave is going to be falling, and right now it's just all Ole Miss.
Last player standing.
very unfortunate timing right there, bringing out the flash as they peek. Like before, just a mental game.
Mm-hmm.
Marietta's just not making those decisions. And yeah, there is carry potential. However, it's also a team game. So you need to work together to win, essentially.
Yeah, and we're seeing Ole Miss keep doing that. They're playing as a group. They're rotating around. They're communicating. Marietta just feels like they're kind of doing their own thing. They're not using the strategies that worked well for them in the past. And they're just kind of getting picked off. They're exposed. And they're not reacting fast enough either.
Spike planted.
It's going for the blind. Gets one. It is now a 3v4. When that goes down, it's just Spencer Wave that's left. He's gonna be looking to teleport in, but Spence is gonna get one down, but so will Spence fall, but just not enough. Miss getting those early picks.
Now, something Marietta could be doing better here. I feel like their communication is probably off right now. So, like, they're not coordinated. They need to be coordinated in order to win this. If they want to pull through, they need to just have better communication.
Right. Yeah, they're facing adversity, very obviously, but it's a matter of how do you handle that adversity, and it seems like they are struggling with that. There might not be a whole lot of comms going on right now. Now, Rez is going to pop the chamber ult. But so did Tofu pop the chamber ult and was able to get the quick shot.
Face your fear!
The wave is going to fall. Spence is going to be moving in. Weenie Hunt does get one down. Actually gets two.
Spike planted.
Gets a 3K. Spike is planted. So right now, Marietta does have the numbers advantage. So can they find the remaining members of Ole Miss and take a round back? Weenie out there with the 4K.
However, Brimstone has brought out his ultimate,
Last player
and I feel
standing.
like that might be it for this round.
I think you're... Yeah, it was just... Yeah, that ult came in at a perfect time to stop Edible Dribble from defusing.
It was still 100% doable. Weenie Hut Jr. did have enough time to get the kill and go back and defuse. And it would have been an ace too, so
Yeah,
it was just minor things where the aim was just off by just that much.
So yeah, now the Pioneers are down 7-1, so they have to find some rounds to get back into this. I think the part here is like Rez is kind of very exposed at this point. That's quite risky. Yeah, Spence is going to end up falling. Rez does take down one,
Spike down.
so it's a 1-for-1 trade. Although Wave is going to get one down, but he's going to fall himself. So now we see that Ole Miss is going to rotate over to A side. I think Marietta is aware of this, so the rest are going to be falling in. Double Troll's got to be careful. Just unfortunate, just
Last player standing.
Once again, a member of Marietta just defeated by bad timing.
Spike planted.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
yeah, timing has definitely been an issue. Trying to use the ability of when they come out and be able to take them down.
Now it is not looking good for Marietta at all right now. If they want to bring this back, they have a very steep hill to climb.
What we've seen Ole Miss do, and they've been down for last two maps. But as we were saying, the Pioneers are facing some adversity, and I don't know if how they're going to bounce back from it. They have to find that spark. They have to find the play, the kill they need to just get one round and just slowly work their way back in. We see Wave kind of waiting here, maybe looking for an early pick. But he's going to get picked off himself, and that's not what you need if you're going to get back into it.
Especially as a controller. Once again, the controller getting picked off first.
You lose those smokes.
Wrong buddy out. Grenade.
It almost feels like Wave is trying to force a play, but putting him in less than ideal situations.
I mean, they don't really have a whole lot to lose at this point. However, if if Marietta's gonna make a play like that, it should be like a character that has more mobility and less liability than a
Spike
controller.
planted.
And Ole Miss is able to plant the spike. And Drywall does get one down, but he's going to fall himself.
Last player standing.
So Rez is the only one remaining. And the anomaly there with the 4K that round. And Ole Miss is just keeping that momentum going.
They are not letting up whatsoever there. Yeah, but it also seems that Marietta is not playing as aggressive as they have been in previous maps. That could be a factor in why they're not doing so well this map.
Yeah, I think the energy is lacking. I mean, it seemed like from the last game, it felt more like, thank goodness it's over, rather than, or thank goodness they got it, instead of really being pumped and energized from it. So they might not have felt that momentum going into this game. And so the struggles continue from the last map. Double Drywall was not able to get the picks, has to fall back. The Spence is able to get one onto quick shot. Wave maybe looking for, he does get one, but he's going to fall to Tofu. And that was very close. Spence had the knife out, but was able to not go down just yet. Winnie Hunt Jr. is able to take down one, so it's a 4v2. 30 seconds remains. They're going to start rotating over to site B. Rez is in position. Able to get one down, and I wish I had the right person there so you can see. And Rez is able to get down, and this might be what they need.
It could very well could be. This could be what they need to sway that momentum in their favor and finally start working as a team. Like, get that confidence that they needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're able to get that round. So they need to get this. Like a 3-9 is going to be definitely better than a 2-10.
Now, I do want to say, like, the first map, Marietta struggled on defense. Second map, Marietta struggled on offense. Now they're struggling on defense again. Maybe this is an offensive game for them.
Maybe. It looks like most of Ole Miss is going to be heading towards A. Rez is going to have to teleport away.
Suppressing. Enemy suppressed. Grenade.
Was able to get 3 suppressed with that. And it's a 1-for-1 trade there with Rez and quick shot and Jumbo.
I've got your trail.
Double Drywall gets one down. Wave is going to take down one.
Completely
So-
shutting down the Raze ult there. Big. That could have been an easy kill for Ole Miss there.
Requesting manual reset.
And he goes into looks like some kind of lockdown.
You want to
Spence is
play,
going to be
let's
rotating.
play.
That lockdown is a part of KO's ult. If he's in his ult and he gets downed, there is an opportunity to revive KO.
So now it's just Spence versus the
30
remaining
seconds
2.
left.
And he's rotating over to side A, knowing that the spike's going to be planted.
Spike planted.
Spence is looking. And just putting that fire there just zones him away. And just eats up the clock. But he is running out of time. And there's that Brimstone ult that we saw earlier.
And it does not look like he's going to have enough time to bring it out this round.
Yeah, just being able to eat the clock away. He gets a kill. He gets the kills, but just not enough time.
Very impressive double
Switching
kill
sides.
there. However, not quite enough to secure that round for Marietta.
Alright, so we'll see what Marietta decides to do for offense. They have an uphill battle, but we've seen similar round differentials like in the first two maps, so now we'll see if Marietta can do the streak.
Now, Ole Miss only requires 3 rounds to win. Meanwhile, Marietta needs a whole 11 wins to bring this out.
They're going to have to find a way to get those wins. We'll see if they have better luck on offense. Looks like maybe Einstein, but they're not playing an aggressive approach. They're playing very cautiously.
Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
Try. Bookshot does take out Spence. And it's already 2 down for the Pioneers, 3.
Standing. Spike down.
And it's
B.
been all Ole Miss this map.
Team Ace.
Now, Marietta's in that mindset that if they're attacking, so they're, instead of playing aggressive, they're in that mindset that, oh, if I die, we could lose this round and it could be over for the game.
Yeah, they're playing to not lose. And when you, and I've seen this in various titles, when you play to not lose, you're gonna lose.
100%. Now, it's not the worst thing in the world if you die in this game, because if you die, it gives you your team information and the opportunity to trade you out and get maybe 1 or 2 more kills.
So it's going to come down to, like, what do they get from that? I mean, Spence goes down pretty early, which does give them a tactical disadvantage.
Well, in this case, they didn't really get a whole lot because the rest of Marietta wasn't there to trade that kill. However, they do know that somebody is watching bathroom. And watching that angle.
And Wave does go down, so it's edible drywall.
Last player standing.
And it's just hard in that second round because, like, Ole Miss is going to have the econ advantage. But now we're at match point for Ole Miss. Marietta has to win out every single round
Match
to
point.
maintain.
And then 2 more. They'll have to win a... They basically reset. They have to win 13 rounds now to win. I think that math's right.
Here.
They have to
14.
do at least 10 to tie it up.
Yes, 10 to tie it up, and then 2 more to win. So that hill that Marietta has to climb just got that much steeper.
Although Spence does get the kill on Tofu, so that's a good start.
Here.
Big Smoke's now deep in the center of the area, teleporting right into the area, looking for any flanks from behind. Gonna go down though, but Spence there with the 3K, and they do get the spike planted. The Winnie Hut goes down, but Rez is gonna take down one.
See, that's a good example of dying to give your team information and an advantage. Because Wave didn't go down. Yes, he did die. However, Spence killed 2 others in retaliation to that, giving his team the advantage.
Yeah, a very perfectly fine trade, and Marietta is still alive. It's still going to be an uphill battle for a while, but you just gotta take it 1 round at a time at this point. I mean, if you think about it, you know what's at stake. You have to win every single one. But right now, just worry about this round. And then the next one. And then the next one. That's all you can really do at this point.
It's 0-0 till it's not.
And Wave does get blown up very early. But Spence is going to take on one. Edible Drywall does fall. Now Mary's going to have to rotate back. But Rez is going to take out Quick Shot with the 2K. All that's left is Spence.
And he gets stunned, and that's it for Marietta right there.
Defenders win.
Now, this last map was just Marietta. I feel like Marietta just got in their own head.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it was just as OBS is spiking for a second here.
There we go.
There we go. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think you were right where it was just, I think they were worn out from map 2 and it just did not have enough gas in the tank for map 3. I mean, this was a very enduring match. And it's something I don't think the team is used to yet. We haven't seen matches like this in the GLEC.
All of the matches in the GLEC so far have been over by 2 games. So yeah, it's just they got outplayed.
And even with those two, like we see here on the score that for the first map was 11-13, just a 2-round difference. Double overtime in map 2. Even in the 2-0s that we've seen in the GLEC, they haven't been this many rounds. So they're just not used to playing so many rounds in one evening. I mean, we've been here for about 3 hours now. So it's definitely been a very long match.
It's been a very uphill battle, both sides. Both teams did have moments where they did really well. And both teams had moments where they did pretty poorly. So it's just about who's going to come out on top at the end of the day.
Yep. But all right, so that's going to be it for us today. So thank you all for watching. A couple quick shouts again. So once again, thanks to HyperX for their support and Over the Moon Pizza. We still have other matches coming at you for this week. Tomorrow, our Rainbow Six team will be playing against Kaiser University Sarasota. Our League of Legends team will be playing against Anderson on Saturday. We have the NACE Fortnite competition on Sunday. And who knows what else we'll have between now and then. For all the latest updates with what's going on with Marietta College Esports, please be sure to follow us here on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We have TikTok, but we haven't used it yet. We got to use that.